Hello, fellow gardeners. Well, here we are. This is February 2024, just the second day of February. I guess the groundhog's gonna see shout in some places and some places he won't. But anyway, that's beside the point. Don't y'all have a shock or heart attack or anything. Judy and I are still okay. We've just been busy fishing and we haven't had time to make you a video. But guess what? Gardening season is up on us. So we're going to come in now and talk to you a little about the greenhouses and the gardening. And so we're going to split it up, make one video here now that's about the greenhouses. And I'm going to bring Josh in with me so you can kind of see. This is the man that, Josh, come on in here by me. And this is the man that whenever you call me and want a high tunnel somewhere in Arkansas or Missouri or somewhere on the East Coast, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to have Josh to call you and talk to you about this greenhouse, because seriously, Judy and I, we're so busy either answering questions about gardening or jerking in the fish, I don't have time to talk to you about these greenhouses. And besides that, Josh knows more about the greenhouses now than I do, because I'm kind of forgetting about that and learning more about fishing. Anyway, it's good to be back with you here in 2024. And this is Josh. He's our right-hand man that puts up the greenhouse. He delivers them to you. He brings Richard along with him, and the two of them are a good crew, and they just put these houses up for you. Remember now, when we put you up a high tunnel and we do the installation, it will be warranted against any kind of wind, heavy snow, or whatever that takes your house down. We're going to replace it for half price. We're going to stand half of it. You're going to stand half of it. There's not another company in the United States will do that, so that I know of. Anyway, our house is going to cost a little more because they're built sturdier. You don't expect to buy a Volkswagen for the price you do of a Cadillac or a Mercedes. So anyway, expect to pay a little more for our house, but you're going to get what you pay for, okay? There's so many of these houses out there that's made out of this 1 3/8 top rail. It's about 16 to 18, 20 gauge. It's so thin, it's just paper thin, and there's no way that house is going to hold up with plastic on it in this wind and not cave in. We've seen hundreds of them go down, and they just don't last. So please don't spend your money on that. Get you something that'll hold up. You don't have to buy it off us. Just find you some company that'll put up a greenhouse, and they'll put a warranty behind it. If it don't stand to the wind, they're going to replace it for half price, and then you'll be all right. You don't have to worry about it. But anyway, if you don't find the one you want, give us a call, and we'll send Josh and Richard your way to put them up. And I will tell you right now, Josh, you're going to go to New Jersey with one here just pretty quick. So if any of you folks are up into Arkansas, Missouri, Kentucky, what else we're going up through there, Josh? Tennessee, and up through there,
Virginia,
New York, anywhere up in there, going towards New Jersey, I guess. Get on board, because the more we can get on that load going up there, the cheaper the freight will be. Because this diesel and time on the road costs, so we can divide it up between 4 or 5 or 6 houses instead of just coming all the way to you with one. That makes common sense, I hope. Anyway, now just because you're not on that route, maybe you're down in Louisiana and Alabama, down through there, let us know about it, and we'll combine 3 or 4 or 5 houses on the way to Florida or something and get you a cheaper freight rate on it. Talk to Josh about this and see what he can do for you. And anyway, let's see, what else? The warranty now is only... The warranty is only if we install it. And the reason that we have to put that on, we'll be glad to sell you a house and let you install it, right, Josh?
Yes, sir.
The only problem is we don't know how you installed it, whether you put the post in the ground in concrete, because we're going to put the post in concrete. Because I've seen so many houses, they have driven the post in the ground. 2 weeks later, they get a high west wind, and it sucks that thing out of the ground. It's over there 10 acres across the field, so we don't want that to happen. We want to cement them in the ground, And you just can't just put a smooth pipe in concrete and make it hold. You have to either bend it, weld something to it, or put a screw or bolt to it or something to make it hold in the concrete. Okay, saying that. Yes, Josh?
Uh,
No, no.
you can also, a lot of the, houses that they get don't come with ends and stuff like ours do. All it comes with is a bows and then they have to buy. So it's really not that much cheaper to get another house than ours.
That's correct.
Once they pay off for the wood and stuff that they have to build the ends with.
Yeah, that's what you have to watch out. Now, they don't, furnish the end walls. And let me tell you, our houses are made out of metal completely. There's no wood in our houses. Everything is made right here on the place. We buy this pipe in by the semi-trailer loads, square tubing and the round pipe both, and we make everything here, even the hinges and the latches on the doors. So anyway, and we got wiggle wire track on ours. We want to talk a little bit, Josh, about changing from plastic to shade cloth. We have found out that the best way to do this, when it gets hot in the summertime, it's too hot for the plastic, right?
Yes, sir.
And then whenever it gets into the fall and it starts getting cool, it's too cool in a house with shade cloth on it. It needs to be changed out and put the plastic on it. And Josh, just tell them a little bit about how we change that plastic from plastic over to shade. And around here in Oklahoma, it's in May we do that.
On the smaller houses like the 14 by 24s and stuff like that, when you change from your plastic to your shade, if you'll just take the corners of the plastic and tie them to the corner of the shade, when you pull the plastic off, the shade will fall up right back over and be right in place when you get up there to wire it back in. Same thing in the wintertime when you're going from shade to plastic. If you tie the shade cloth to the corners of the plastic, when you pull the shade off, it just pulls the plastic right back over.
Correct. What he's talking about is the first thing you have to do on this house is take the two wiggle wires loose. There's one on each end bow. One across this end of the bow and one on that bow on that end. We take those two wiggle wires out, and then we have that plastic tied down with ropes in between each set of bows. You take those ropes, untie them on one side, pull them off your house, and then that's where he's talking about take your shade and put it up here and tie the two corners on this side to it and pull it off, and it comes up over there. It's just a little trick of the trade that makes it a little quicker and simpler. On these little houses, you can change that plastic out in an hour's time. Two people can. Now, if you get on up into like a 20 by 48 or 20 by 96, it's going to take you maybe a couple hours, but 2 to 3 guys can do that even. And we've found out that if you'll take that plastic off in the summertime, like I say, it's in May here, you'll know it when it gets to where it's too hot for you to work in there, you know it's too hot for your plants. So that's when you need to take the plastic off. And if you're past freezing and everything, put your shade on, because under that shade, it will be cooler inside than it is outside. Now, I've never seen a house that was hotter inside than it was outside under shade. What happens, it lets the heat rise up through the shade, and that way it cools it off as it brings in cool air down at the bottom. So it does help. Fans, it's a waste of time to put fans into one end to suck the air out and use electricity. It's just too expensive. It just takes 2 times a year, just an hour to 2 hours, twice a year to change this shade to plastic and from plastic to shade. Don't take a little bit of work, but not much. It's a lot better and a lot cheaper than running your fans. Okay, Josh, what else do we need to talk about on these houses that we haven't talked about now?
A lot of people worry about it getting too much rain when the shade's on it, but the shade really don't let all the rain come through. It makes kind of a mist inside when it's raining heavy, and a lot of it rolls off the top, so your plants aren't going to get too wet from having the shade on it.
Especially if you're growing in our wicking tubs inside of this high tunnel. Those are made for the rain to come on in, and it runs out the overflow pipe, and it won't overwater your plants. So anyway, we think we have a good system going. You can call Josh or myself, either one, whenever you have a question about this, about the wicking tubs or the greenhouse. My phone number's on every video we put on there. And I'm gonna mention one more time, whenever you punch on our Gardening with Leon YouTube channel, and you see my picture there in that round circle, just click on my picture there, and it will bring these 180 videos up from the last one here that we've made all the way back to the first one. You don't have to go search for them. I know I have to use my hand to talk because my mouth's not big enough to say everything I want to say, so I do use my hand. Y'all excuse me for that. But I apologize that we've been, I don't know, 2 or 3 months not making a video. Judy and I have been busy at fishing. We've enjoyed ourselves. It's not Judy's fault, it's mine. Now, I'm the one that didn't put them on because I like to fish too, I'm gonna be honest with you. So, and we've been catching fish, and we're gonna make you some videos now. We're fixing to, just let y'all know, Judy and I are fixing to go to South Texas, or Southeast Texas, down by Jasper, on a lake down there. Crappie starts spawning in the 1st of March, somewhere along in there. We're gonna stay 2 weeks there and catch them on the spawning, on the cypress trees in 4 foot of water. And then we're gonna move on up to another lake on up about 100 miles north of there and fish for a week as they spawn there, and then keep moving on up till we get up back to home here, and that happens about the 1st of May. And then in the middle of May, we run around here a little bit, and then we kind of get in the house when it gets hot and kind of settle down. I went to the doctor this morning, let's let y'all know, everything was good. It's just my 6-month checkup. Everything was good, my blood pressure's good, my sugar diabetes is good, and he told me just keep doing what we're doing, and that way we look like we're going to live to 100 years old. Now, I know anything could happen before I get to the house. Somebody may run over me, but other than that, we're going to try to keep it going. Anyway, we're out here having fun. We're going to share the videos with you on the fishing a little later on. Y'all just bear with us and let you know we are still alive. See you on the next video.